Welcome back. This is the video for Stage 26 Grammar. So far in our subjunctive journey, we've learned about two different kinds of clauses that use the subjunctive. There's the circumstantial clause, and there's also the indirect question. Well, in Stage 26, we're going to learn about a third use of the subjunctive. It's called a purpose clause. So I always like to start in English. Let's look at these two sentences. Think about what they have in common. He raised his hand in order to ask a question. She went down the hall to get some water. Well, the words that are underlined and in bold are purpose clauses, and as you can kind of guess, because you're all so smart, they tell you why the action occurred earlier in the sentence. Why did he raise his hand? In order to ask a question. Why did she go down the hall? In order to get some water. So, how are they defined? A purpose clause simply tells you why an action occurred. Not much to it. So now that we've defined it and we've looked at English examples, let's take a look at how to recognize a purpose clause in Latin. Well, this is also pretty easy. The purpose clause will always start with either one of two words, ut or ne. Now, ut is a brand new Stage 26 vocab word, and I believe the book defines it as in order that or that. Ways that you could also define ut in a sentence are to or in order to. Ne means to not, or in order that not, or so that not. And when ne starts a purpose clause, it actually has a special title. It's called a negative purpose clause. And the verb inside the clause is always in the subjunctive. So let's take a look at a few examples and we're done. Let's take a look at this one. These first three actually come from the first couple of stories in Stage 26. Agricola ad tribunal processit ut pauca dicerit. So first thing you notice, ut starts this clause here. And then we look at it. Agricola proceeded to the platform in order to say a few words. Or you could simply say he proceeded to the platform to say a few words. Tells you again, why did he proceed to the platform? Because he wanted to say a few words. Expresses purpose. Pretty straightforward. Look at the second one. Omnes statim tacuerunt ut contionem agricolae audirent. Everybody at once got quiet in order to hear the speech of Agricola, or simply to hear the speech of Agricola. Look at the third one. Savius ad agricolam festinavit ut eum salutaret. Savius hurried to Agricola in order to greet him, or to greet him. Literally, so that he might greet him. And then finally, look at the fourth example. We are starting the clause with ne. This is a negative purpose clause, tells you why an action was not done. The centurion closed all of the gates so that the prisoners would not flee. So there it is, pretty straightforward. Purpose clauses tell you why the action occurred earlier in the sentence, or why not. And they always start with either ut or ne, and the verb in the clause is always in the subjunctive. It just so happens that the tense of the subjunctive that most often will be used with the purpose clause, as you can see here in these examples, would be the imperfect subjunctive. Well, that's it for now. Go to LatinCon.